sex that you were born in. So I think that was a very strategic move that he made that a lot of people are not paying attention to. Did you notice that, Jazzy? He changed a lot of that language from gender, redacted it, and inserted sex into it.
Yeah, because there's too many gender identities. He can't deconstruct that, but what he can do is make it so it's not important.
Well, yeah, but it was a play on their own scientific understanding of their argument over the last 4.5, arguably 10 years. That, oh, well, it's not a matter of my sex. Sex and gender are two different things. So again, if you're saying that you're getting gender reassignment, you're addressing your grievances of being a trans woman based on your gender, then us defining you as such consistent with biology is leverage through sex. So I think that was a very tricky, very tricky move that Trump pulled that I don't think that a lot of leftists understood the implications of, because number one, he was agreeing with them, and number two, he created a pathway to change the language that preserved biology and our point all along.
Well, that's what I just said. I said that he made it so that the gender was not important. Because it's too many genders to identify with, so let's just get rid of it. Because if you're pansexual, that has nothing to do with you getting a job or, census data. It just doesn't matter. It doesn't. Hi, Rydell. How are you?
Yeah, what I was going to bring up is left has always flunked the rules. That's why we have so many Constitution violations. But they're not violations. They are, what did they say? Additions or amendments or anything. Yeah. The left has always done this. This is just American history.
Congratulations is awesome.
Yeah, that's like the weirdest thing I've heard. I'll say hello to subscribers.
Yeah, so I think that we can
everyone,
kind of
hello.
agree that,
This is the
Trump
first edition of Subscribe to Retards. Robbie, Rico, James, and Sasha. Christy and Paul are included as well. We are South ABI. Don't forget me. My name's Edmund.
To hear more conversations with Robbie and Sasha, we're going to switch to the other part where I get paid for in dollars.
I can't believe he called me Robbie.
Was I supposed to say Rabbi?
Yeah.
So I was
Glimmer of hope, who has been accused, and I've heard him speak personally in my synagogue with 1,200 or more people present about 20 years ago.
Yo,
He's recording the room.
what up?
I know, it's kind of this porno voice. I just thought I'd preempt it.
Yo, I heard Rabbi Randy McDickerson get his ass handed to him today. It was awesome. Because the greatest part is when you see somebody else, roast somebody and you don't have to do the work and they're exhausting themselves in the argument. It's like, it's just so enjoyable.
I think you got me mixed up with someone else.
No, you got your ass handed to you.
Against the Jews, right?
I actually didn't record it. It's when you were going up against Honey Badger. But I didn't record it because I was in the bathtub. But I was laughing my ass off.
How the fuck did he hand me my ass? We weren't even fighting. I was trolling them.
There were times where like you were trolling them. He kicked me.
I kick people, whatever. I don't really do that. That person was just being disruptive. Okay, come up, please, yeah.
Telling you how you could do it. I'm trying to suggest if you wanted to do it, another way to do it would be to click on their profile.
Oh, yeah, like just tip them out.
Yeah, click on their profile and click send out. But maybe it was an accident and just a hot mic.
No, I was intentionally doing that.
Move to audience. I see it. Okay. Thanks, Yasa.
But as for the magician situation with Trump, like
his situation. So I always like saying, whether it's wrestling or not, they all have like a locker room conversation before they go out on the world stage, and it's just basically part of the next act where we've seen the changing of ascension and taking down of different gods or different powers or idols that they are going to be exalting them in front of us.
Yeah, I totally agree, and that was well said. I'm gonna actually find probably the best expose in it short that I've seen thus far on Super Bowl ritual. I think they have a long version. This is just the Superb Owl. This is the short version by Donut. And yeah, it's not far off from a lot of the other performances. When people were saying, like, they kept bringing up the symbolism of the color and the red and the white and this, that, and the third, I was like, and they were like, this is a fertility ritual. I didn't understand, but then it was broken down. I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, literally, I'll post the link. You want to save it and watch it later. This is all like a fertility ritual.
Can you put the link in the chat?
Yeah, let me do that.
Wasn't Rihanna kind of have a baby bump on her rituals?
It's like fertility ritual.
Yeah, so every Super Bowl, is it fertility, or is it basically birth of a new god? Or is it
they're doing like they're giving the it's a ritual for like Inanna. Inanna's her name in ancient Babylon, or Isis in Egypt, Diana in Greece, Columbia, and I think Rome. It's a fertility ritual to the fertility goddess. Except the thing that.
So whoever did something in back of them, that is a failure on Hamas. They have taken responsibility. What else do you want? Literally, they've taken responsibility.
Free Gaza from Hamas. Free Gaza from Hamas. Free Gaza from. Free Gaza from Hamas. Boom the fucking room, son. Boom the room.
One fucking space.
Can't we all just be in love now?
Huh?
Can't we just have love now? Can't we be like Martinelli's apple juice? Delicious. Can't we just be delicious?
Oh no, this man is back.
I'm back, baby, and I'm better than ever, Diamond.
How many accounts do you have?
I got 5,000 up in them panties.
So if I remove you with this one, do you promise?
I will remanifest. I am limitless.
Oh my god.
I'm the moose. You can't stop the powerful moose.
Are you sure about that?
Ask Joe Blackcator.
What?
See the woman in the audience, the
Yeah, be nice
educationist.
to her. She's minding her business, sitting down, like, relaxing after a long day of work, maybe.
I am. I'm being
so
polite. I haven't
go.
said anything nasty yet.
Okay, so you promise if I remove you with this one, you're gonna come with another one?
Immediately.
Okay, let's see how it goes.
10. Oh, look at this fire.
No,
I'm finna mute my sister. We ain't doing that.
Trip songs
We're not leaving. Shut up.
I see no ass.
Yeah, just give us the house.
Hey, Mom, you cool?
Trip songs amazing. How's your
Mom, you alright?
how's your
I'm
Saturday?
good. I would have been
How's your
better if you
Saturday
didn't
night?
convince me to get drunk, stupid.
You suffering from it?
Oh, physical brainstorm.
Man, you suffering from a stupid homelessness TT. Stupid ass, bitch ass nigga. Get your dumb ass on. What's wrong?
Hey, Tom, connect with County. We're special on that. We're looking at summer 2025 this year.
Let's go.
Connect with one of
Really, confused I've ever met.
Don't let that get away too much, though.
Now,
Sorry, Edward, I boomed the room like Hamas earlier. My bad for doing a terrorist attack in your room.
oh God.
Edward, can you please kick him because of what he did?
Can I mod you? Or
Mod me, subscribe. I'll take care of this one too.
I'm gonna come on.
We're gonna do it just like Hamas style, like the way you like it. You love Hamas. You love what they do.
Instead of kicking him, hold on, Orma, make the room so hand raising, and then you can move him down in the audience where he could suffer in the
Ooh, he's a communist too. Put him in the goo, he says.
No, I said
A terrorist sympathizer and a communist. That's all you are, Edward. A terrorist sympathizer and a communist. Laughing at the truth. You know it's true.
No, I'm gonna be nice with him.
Stay down there and learn something.
I took the PA approach, the peaceful approach. Next time it's gonna be Hamas approach.
Hey, Sam.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Okay. Sorry for interrupting you.
No, not a big deal. How dare you bomb our room just because we're talking? Not you, Sam. The guy that
Yeah, I gathered.
subscribe podcast. And you're advertising your podcast on here as if people are going to pay attention to it. You have like 3 subscribers and 2 of them are your sisters.
About him hitting bitches, I don't care. Raise your hand if this is amazing and shocking to you.
Very
Does
nice.
the research should be done on him
Yeah.
hitting bitches?
It's very,
Nobody cares?
It's whatever. This is entertaining. Orma, he's Palestinian. He lives in the West Bank, Palestine. He's very tall, so he's probably like 2 Israelis to 1 Palestinian.
I'm almost 2 Mizrahis.
Oh my God! Don't make me blush this early in the morning. But Tyler's been very nice. It's somebody that I definitely would respect. I respect him.
I think I've talked with him before. Yeah, he's one of the intellectual ones we spoken to.
I just want everyone to get along. That's all I want. Just to work out.
I mean, we can't get along. I mean,
If we take out all competitions, we'll be good.
it's a matter of believe it or not. There's.
So what happened here? You guys had another room, and then. We're arguing about a very stupid point, Atan, with another Muslim, okay, from India. Podcast here somehow became mod, and then he boomed the room because that's what he does. But Hamas, as the spokesman, or you could talk about this, came out and said, so the argument was, why did Hamas condemn taking civilians? That was the argument.
Waited foot away from the phone. I mean, it's right here. Anyway, my system isn't going to get it. Anyway.
I mean, it doesn't have to be one thing. I just wanted to hear what you had to say, in general, right?
About large language models.
About that, or anything, basically, or whatever you want to do.
Well, whatever you want to talk about. If I have an opinion about it, I'll be happy to share it with you, but you have to tell me what you want to hear, because I've got opinions on everything.
I mean, like, obviously there's a reasoning or reason or whatever, something that motivates you to talk about it, which is what the
About
understanding
what?
of that would make sense.
We talk about what?
To just talk on something like tactical language or the
I
like.
can talk about a lot of things. So, I mean, I'm really not interested in talking about what interests me. I'm interested in talking with people about what interests them. So, I mean, I'm interested in a lot of stuff, and a lot of other people aren't interested in same things I'm interested in. So, I like that.
No, I understand that, but I meant that, you're trying to, obviously, anyone, when they communicate something, they're trying to communicate something through that, right? Like, what is the end goal of that kind of thing? To become aware of something?
Oh,
right?
well, my ultimate goal is to wake people from what I call the Paleolithic trance of language. I mean, that's what I'm here for. All this stuff relates around that, one way or another. But I don't always talk about that.
So can we directly talk about that?
Oh, sure, yeah, that's the central issue.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, there's not much to say about it, though. That's the problem, is that thinking about it in language just gets you more entangled in all the language stuff, and that's just exactly what we have to get beyond. So you can't get beyond language with language.
Yeah. That's right.
That makes it sort of interesting to figure out what to do.
Right.
That's where meditation comes in, because meditation allows you, or at least certain kinds of meditation, allow you to shut down the language machine. And that's real helpful to have that experience. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what is it that you're interested in?
No, I'm interested in this, obviously.
Well, I mean, tell me a little about yourself. I mean, you've heard me talk.
I'm also looking at this, right, in my own, within my own self. There is a looking, there is a checking, or whatever. I don't know what to call it.
Yeah, good. That's right. I don't know what to call it either.
Yeah.
And not everybody consciously pursues that. In fact, most people avoid it. It's uncomfortable to think about these kinds of things, so they turn on the television, and then that shuts up, and then they don't have to think about it.
Yeah, directly sitting with it also can be very abstract, and it can be, you as opposed to just doing stuff or going out in high energy kind of environments. Obviously, going inwards and being a little silent, being a little still, also sometimes, I don't know, kind of feels like the energy is going low, as opposed to, like, let's say you're going to a lively place and people are walking around and your attention is out over there, so.
Well, it depends on what your intentions are. Again, most people aren't really interested in the kinds of stuff you and I are talking about here. They just soon turn on the television and watch some cops shooting somebody or something. I mean, I don't know, maybe 5%, maybe a little more than that percent of the population is seriously pursuing issues like you and I are talking about.
So what to do with the low feeling that occurs? Because the point and the intent is very clear. I'm also interested in just looking at this, right? Shutting off or going into the, whatever you want to call it, the inner, that which is meaningful, or I don't know what to even call it, right?
No, we don't know what to call it. There's nothing to call it.
So as long as you get what I'm pointing at. But in the meantime, like the extroversion or the extricating of attention from, the regular things. Like, I mean, if I go out for a coffee, if I go out for a meal, or, for a walk, or even like in nature, or even in a mall for that matter, like an open, not even a mall really, like an open, what can you call it? Marketplace kind of thing, and an open mall kind of whatever.
Were there a lot of people around?
Yeah, well, there are some people around at least, you know, like in a cafe or something.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't have that kind of. I mean, you can, in a way, you can say the mind is not in overdrive for me, because it's already, you know, it's not. Unfortunately, it's like the whole point of looking within is to be in that. It's not about the mind. It's not about that. But sometimes the attempt of looking can make it feel heavier.
Well, yeah, I mean, before you find it, yeah, in the process of looking for something isn't always fun. I mean, if you're looking for something, that means you've got this idea that the way it is now isn't good enough, and something else would be better. And if that's the way your language machine is formulating things, then probably, yeah, like I chased enlightenment for like 40 years, and I was dedicated to it. But when I look back on it now, I wasn't very happy because I was always dissatisfied. I was looking for enlightenment, always looking for something.
What's the alternative?
Accepting the fact that you're not enlightened, at least right now. To me, it came to the point where I realized I was enlightened enough that I could certainly be much more enlightened. I'm sure there are people on the planet way more enlightened than I am. But for me to do what I'm here to do, I don't really need to be any more enlightened than I am. Think of it like a piano player who never gives concerts. He just sits in his house 10 hours a day practicing because he's not perfect yet. He keeps practicing. He's very good, but he's not satisfied. So he just 8 hours a day, all day, practicing at the piano. But actually, you know, he can take an hour every once in a while and go play some music for somebody and bring some joy into the world, even though he's not perfect. And that's sort of how I began to feel. I started thinking that my seeking enlightenment was self-indulgence. That there was stuff I could do, but that would mean I'd have to take time away from meditation, and you know, and I'd have to start spending time doing other things, and that made sense to me. I figured, you know, it was just, I was being selfish. I was just sitting around meditating, trying to get enlightened, all for me. So, yeah.
Interesting, you know, I mean, the analogy is interesting, the way in which you processed it and the way in which you saw it. You know, it wasn't the way you've put it. It doesn't, like, you didn't say that it was getting too much for you to just keep sitting with it. And it would be nice to put your attention outward. But instead, for you, it felt like, you know, you could be useful with what you know so far.
Yeah.
And share that with others.
Right. Yeah. There really isn't any need. I mean, like I say, I'm enlightened enough. I'm pretty happy. You know, I don't have any problems. My life is simple. And, you know, I mean, maybe it'll change and I'll be miserable again. But I don't know. I'm happy enough. You know, and sometimes I get upset my computer doesn't work right. That makes me unhappy. And but other than that,
How long have you been happy?
I know it's been about the last 10 years, I think.
And it has stayed that way, huh?
Pretty much, yeah. And I think what it is.
What does happiness feel like to you?
Oh, it's more like a lack of unhappiness.
But you're able to perceive that?
Well, I just don't have any problems. I mean, I do. I mean, I have some, like I say, for the last month, I've been dealing with severe computer problems. But finally.
That doesn't bother you, right?
Oh, no, that did bother me. That bothers me a lot. But that's been solved, you know. I mean, it didn't destroy my life, but it was a source of annoyance that occupied me considerably for more than a month. until I finally got it fixed. Turns out.
Why did it bother you that much though?
Well, because I'm involved in this art project, and I need my computer to do some stuff with some of the art, and the computer wasn't working right and wouldn't process these images, and so it put this whole project, on hold until I was going to have to get a new computer, or anyway, that problem has been resolved now. But yeah, it was a big problem for me. And
like you have to upload images or something?
No, they need to be altered. I've got some low res images that I'm using. You really want to hear the whole story?
Well, I mean, what kind of art needs a computer is interesting, right? I don't know what that is. I mean, for me, art is like pick up a brush and start painting.
Oh, that's one kind of art. There's all kinds of art. What about photography?
Of course.
What about sculpture? There's lots of different kinds of art. You can use computers to make visual images.
No, I thought, like when you said you were painting in the background, I thought it was like a regular painting.
Oh, no,
you know what I mean?
No, I do digital art. And I use AI. I've been doing digital art for 20 years. I've got thousands of images that I've created over the last 20 years. And the project I'm involved with now is I'm taking some of my favorite images. Well, actually, it's not even favorite images. It started out that way. But anyway, I'm using AI to alter my original art in specific ways. And that's the project I'm involved in. So I take my original art, I run it through AI, and it generates a bunch of variations, but they're relatively low resolution, and they have to be upscaled to add resolution to them. And that takes a lot of computing power to upscale.
Well, maybe you can PTR an image that you've.
Are you on Facebook?
Right now, I have a very bad Wi-Fi connection, and I'm on data roaming on my phone, and it's going to open nothing. In fact, it might just throw me out of Clubhouse any second.
But I mean, you have a computer, right?
I'm just using my phone right now.
No, there's no point even looking at my art on a phone.
I mean, that's what I'm using for now. I can't help it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I can't help you because your screen is inadequate to display the images that I create. My images are designed for a 8K 40-inch monitor.
I don't know how big that is.
Well,
like a TV screen, like a 40-inch TV screen?
Well, like 40 inches. Diagonal, 40 inches, 8K.
40 inches is like as big as a TV, not, I mean,
it's big. Yeah, well, the biggest standard desktop monitors are 32 inches. The 4K 32 inches are sort of the biggest you can buy now. It's the standard size. 32-inch 4K. But my work is designed, because these monitors, they're available now, but they're really expensive. They're like $9,000. But they'll be $500 3 years from now. So I'm just thinking ahead here.
What is it? Your images, you mean?
Pardon me?
Are you talking about your images?
Yeah, they're designed to be viewed on an 8K 40-inch monitor.
I don't know what's the reference of 8K in this case?
No, it just means that they're extremely high resolution. You can put a pair of reading glasses on and put your face 3 inches in front of that monitor, and you do not see any pixels. They're just stunningly beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah. I've got a pair of 5 diopter reading glasses. And
so you mean if you put up a pic on your display picture right now, nothing would be visible?
Oh no, you can see it, but let me find one. I'll put one up here. Say change my photo. Pick from the library. Okay, so let me find something. Well, this isn't going to work too well because This is just not, well, I'll put one up, but like I say, this is, this little tiny thing is just not adequate. But I gotta try and find something that might work for that. Well, let's, let me see here. I've never put one of these in here. Oh well, I'll just pick this one. Okay. Okay, I think this, okay, so I did place it there, but this is just a small section of the picture. But that's part of it.
I mean, you've given me a task to do in a way for myself.
You know where the word Kalkala comes from, obviously.
You know, I
When
mean,
you
it's
have the
been
word
like,
Kalkala,
I was studying when I used to have a laptop. It's like years ago now. It's like maybe 20 years almost.
Really?
Like,
I mean, you
making
haven't,
myself
you
sign.
haven't, well, apparently you don't need a computer.
Yeah, I don't actually.
Yeah, well, yeah, you don't need a computer. I mean, unless you need a computer.
I mean, at that time, I used to, you know, go somewhere and work on it.
A computer is just an absolutely essential part of my life. I mean, I couldn't do my art without it. I couldn't do a lot. I couldn't have done all my linguistics work without a computer either. Computer is absolutely essential. And now with AI, it's just getting really interesting.
I had a small interaction with the regular ChatGPT, the regular free version. That's I mean, I guess it's free. I don't know because it
Yeah, they have a
asked me
free
for.
version. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there is a free version. Yeah.
But just like a small interaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, your image is uploaded. I can see it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome award-winning international singer, Mary Melvin.
It started as a piece of art that I created digitally, and then I ran that through an AI, through a thing called Dream, and it alters it according to the prompts that I give it. And this is one of, basically what I do, the project is I have one of my images and then a series of variations on it. Sort of like in music, there's a form called theme and variations. Have you ever heard, you know what that is? Theme and variations format?
Yeah, I haven't used it though.
Well, anyway, theme and, it's like Bach's Goldberg variations. He starts with this theme and then he has a whole set of 30 variations, on that theme. It's recognizably harmonically the same pattern, but it's different ways to play that. And so I'm doing the same thing with visual imagery instead of music.
So people buy it or?
Oh, I don't know. We'll see. I'm getting ready to. That's what this whole project is. I've got close to 3,000 images so far.
No, but you must have sold some in the past.
Oh, I've sold. Yeah, not very many. I don't really do art to make money. I do art because it's fun doing art.
Oh, okay.
I don't need to make a living at it. But this, I think I'm going to make some money on. And I want it, it's not for everybody. My art is sort of peculiar. It's not for everybody. But for the people it's for, they're going to love it. Like there's some people who love, you ever see these electron microscope pictures of flies' heads, with all this detail? You know what I'm talking about?
Hopefully. Yeah, I get a little bit of what you're saying, but I don't think I've seen them.
Some people really enjoy looking at fine detail, lots of little things that change and are there to look at. And some people don't like that kind of stuff. They like a nice smooth thing or broad colors or something. But my stuff is incredibly highly detailed. And you can look at it for hours and never see all of it. And so for the people who like that kind of stuff, they're going to love my work. But it's, like I say, for people who don't like it, then they'll pass it by.
And what is it trying to communicate, or is it just that?
It's not. It's just, it looks fantastic if that's the kind of stuff you like. That's all. You know, what's the good of going into the mountains and looking at the trees? There it is.
That's nature, and there. I mean,
well, it wasn't
real and natural, right? I mean, sea feels like.
This is no different. That's just that whole idea of natural and artificial is just a human distinction. What you have is some people don't like my stuff because it's done with a computer. They're more interested in how the image got created than what the image is itself. All they're concerned is about how did this image get created. They don't even care what the image itself looks like. And for me, I don't really give a shit how the thing got created. If it looks, if I like the way it looks, then I'm happy. You know, if a person did it, great. If a computer did it, equally great. I don't care. All I care about is
just
the
making
image
points.
itself.
But I understand your points.
Yeah, I mean, like you gave the example of being in the mountains. It's joy, basically, and this gives you joy, I guess, right?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Oh,
what I'm doing is
but I understand your point.
Do you know what an agate is? A rock, you know, a stone called agate.
Yeah.
Okay, you know, with all the patterns and squirrely lines and stuff. When you look at an agate, a rough agate, when you dig them out of the ground, they don't look they don't look like anything. They just look like a crummy rock. You can see some colors maybe a little bit popping through.
Have fun traveling the world.
Like much. But if you know what you're doing, and you dig one up, and then you cut it and polish it, you end up with this miracle little beautiful product of the earth that's gorgeous. And what I'm doing is very similar. I'm sort of like a jeweler rather than an artist in the other sense. The rough agate is my original artwork, and then the AI is like
if you don't travel the world
that and polishing it, and as you cut through on
you don't
each
travel in the
you
summer.
see different things. So it's exciting to do it because I never know what I'm going to get until you don't know what you're going to get until you cut the agate open. You know, and then you see what's in there, and someone who's done that all their life, they begin to understand how to cut at what angle to get the kind of stuff they want, you know. And so anyway, what I'm doing is very similar.
If you don't travel in the summer, I would love to invite you in my boat in Montrose Harbor. It's very peaceful.
Yeah. That's a really beautiful analogy.
Yeah, I think so too.
Have fun traveling the world.
There's so much ego involved in art, you know, artists and their egos. But again, this isn't my creation. I discovered this stuff. This is the creation of Earth. It's not me. But what I do is I dig them up and then cut them and polish them and present them.
Want to travel the world, bitch? I don't want to be on YouTube.
Friends put tariffs on the countries, right? He said we're going to put 50% tariffs. You're going to be the 51st state of the United States. And I wish people would just kind of look back and look at history with him. He said that he makes a giant big deal about it, and then, lo and behold, the tariffs that that country had on the United States are cut in half, or they come to some sort of agreement. It's the same thing when you hear these articles. Oh my God, the poor federal workers, they're just so
I'm just making points, but I'm saying
we need to protect them. When you see articles like that, what I would suggest is wait it out 2 weeks, 3 weeks. That would be my suggestion.
Well, that's what I'm thinking as well.
Yeah.
These like everyone's complaining or screaming about the federal employee cut. As someone who unfortunately had a closer run with the government, they weren't efficient when they looked good. Like during Obama's era, I could tell you, they were completely not knowing what they were doing in every regard. It was absolutely disgusting, and Bush's era was no different. So I'm agreeing with the people cutting. He's cutting off the pus. He's cutting off the gangrene limbs. Like that needs to happen to the government. I agree. My only concern is there will be instating certain things that we do need. We do need certain security officers, unfortunately. We do need little or some of those, we need some of those bureaucratic processes. Not most of them.
Absolutely.
Because that's what's, yeah,
Like what?
That's my
Wait, hold on. So Ricky, when we say these things in just passive recognition, can we maybe break them down? What exactly, what bureaucratic processes do we need?
Like, we need a group of people that are able to administrate the, let's say, Social Security non-fund, right? We need people who are able to process those payments. And let's say they have 10,000 now, we probably need 2,000 of those people. But in the time being, you can't just cut all of those 8,000 people. You have to do it slowly so that government doesn't grind to a halt. But just the act of doing it and looking into it.
So then why don't we look at the process?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So
Adams,
again,
are you real quick? Are you what do you do for a living right now? Because
I really don't want to get into that. But
all right, I'll just say from my perspective, right? I manage a bunch of project managers. People that make close to $200,000 a year. They're well seasoned in their craft, and implementing processes is not easy, right? I can just go down and say, hey, you need to do this now. But it's not easy to kind of boil down the best process and then implement it to a large organization. So you're saying we need processes. I agree with you, but that's what the time is for. You can't get rid of 80% of the federal workforce. You got to get rid of 50. And
no, Ricky, I think that you're misunderstanding what I'm saying.
Go ahead. Can anybody else hear?
Yeah, I can't hear
Responses and multiple.
So wait, start over. Yeah, you got like 20 seconds where you were.
I was just making some points.
Oh, can you guys hear me?
Now we hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, you guys can move on. Sorry.
I understand your point. You don't travel with someone.
How's everyone else doing? We have a bunch of good people in here tonight. Oh, Shane. Shane, you come off mic.
Someone who can travel the world with me, not through YouTube, and is aligned with my medicine path, which is of no interest to you. So wishing you lots of joy to align with someone that will give you what you're looking for.
So, did anybody on stage want to take on the title of the room? While we wait for Adams to get back. I don't know if anybody wants to speak on. Has Trump kept his word so far?
Promises made, promises kept.
You're pretty happy. You're pretty happy.
I can't do it. This is so lame. So fucking lame.
You should focus on what you call it, bootleg.
I'm in trouble. Road,
I just feel like you feel hurt a little bit. Not hurt. I'm not trying to troll you with the hurt thing. Something makes me feel bad. Like your friendship is a little damaged. Is there anything I can do?
They need to go to a private room and talk.
Hey, Monty, I thought it was cool. What are you doing there? What are you doing?
Yo, I think it's a maturity thing. Like, it's gay men on this app. I hate that I'm comparing myself to a gay man, but it is what it is. It's gay men on this app.
Sorry, my bad.
I know you find that funny. It's not supposed to be that funny, but it's gay men on this app that talk about the activities that they get into, and a nigga disown you off the strength. You know what I'm saying? So I understand if a nigga disown me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm honest about who I am. You don't like what I am, then move around. It be what it be. But yeah, that's
I
really
like that ish word. Yeah.
That's really it. I'm low key.
Some people they gotta mature and shit. So fuck it. All right. Now, Chris, why are you back on the stage?
Oh man, I'm just chilling and laughing. I'm chilling and laughing and drinking and yeah.
That nigga trying to change his picture.
I put it, bro. I'll change the motherfucker 10 more times. What you mean? I'll change the motherfucker 10 more times. You want to see me snowboard? What you want? Because I'll be outside, bro. I don't got a problem building muscle or sustaining a workout.
Well, there's one nigga that you're better than, I guess.
But do you premature ejaculate?
Hey, what's up? And I can hold on for 11 minutes. What you talking about?
That nigga said that shit like that's a flex.
I'm just talking shit, bro. Because no matter what I say, T finna try to goddamn railroad my motherfucking ass.
Oh no,
So I'm not even finna go through that.
11 minutes? That's pathetic. You have 2 hours playing.
Why are you
2 hours? Hey, who said it? This a race.
Kundalini chakras.
This a race and I won, bitch. You better get to the finish line first, because I'm getting there.
Do not come.
I'm definitely not fat, though.
No, that's crazy that we're looking at
Your ass was breathing hard as hell. That was the end sentence. Damn, nigga, 5 words, like 60 minutes running.
I'm definitely not fat, bro. I do too much to be fat. I move around too much to be fat.
And fat people still move around.
Fat people don't do. I live an active lifestyle, so I can't be fat.
What's up, Bishop? It's and now subscribe.
Yeah, I just came to make fun of Mackendall. Mackendall don't look like that. He's a brother. And, you know, Mackendall loves the debate, but he don't create. He just masturbate.
Wash your hands, Ish.
Yeah, I keep trying to get Ish to create a show, you know, and record himself and become an influencer. But, you know, he just likes to hang out. He's just like a guy on the block selling Gucci flip-flop.
Creating and masturbating.
You gotta fix your mic, Harlow.
Oh, Heavy, we need you up here for this topic. Duh. Look at Heavy. This is the first time Heavy just want to sit in the goo. He just keep dropping himself to the stage. Hello, I just want to ask you the question in the title. You don't want to answer it.
You gotta have at least an average dick. I mean, it's a standard.
You gotta, because they're saying they're giving us, your productions tell us the sound is off.
I don't give a fuck what they saying. They don't like talking about dick.
Dick. So just
dick.
Yo, for a room that's bothering me so much, or for a room that's bothering
My mic better now, you dicks. Yeah, you good, Harlow.
What's wrong, Ish? Like, what did you say?
I was saying, for a room that's bothering you so much, you should leave.
Me?
Ex dog know who I'm talking to. Any second you hear it, damn, what the fuck? It's a lot of bad energy to you in this room, so you should just go.
Man, go drink some ayahuasca.
All right, so check this out. You're talking to Bootlegger.
Oh, you talking to me? What you talking about?
He talking to
That's a fact. That's a fact.
That's crazy. I think I kind of experienced that.
The Jews are Pharisees. That's literally.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Their entire vibe.
Yeah, they wear those fucking hats like in the fucking movie that was so good.
Apocalypto.
That's a different movie.
I just watched Apocalypto. I just rewatched Apocalypto.
Oh, it's so good. It's one of my favorite movies.
And I was like,
It's so gay. I don't think it's supposed to look.
It's a little bones like snap.
Knowledge, because the Rockefellers wanted to create a nation of workers, not thinkers.
Exactly. And don't you see, like, now they attack Haiti more than any other country, right? And going on that thing too, my great grandmother, well, my dad told me that my great grandmother used to do, I don't even know if I should say it, but like little magic, like magic stuff. Like he always said, like sometimes, like, you know, he was a troublemaker, and then he lived with my great grandmother, with his grandmother and his brothers, and he would always like do stuff to, like, always do stuff like steal money and stuff like that, and she would always know it's him. But one time
Every bitch is looking for an itch. She wants something free like a vacation to Paris.
So what if I didn't need an apology?
So how's
It's not about what you need, nigga. You better not need a fucking apology, right? Why are you grown?
Nah, that's what I want. If you feel like you're so sorry, I just want to know what about what I said? Cause the nigga came out, he demonized me. He basically said, "Yo, you weird. You're not the nigga that I once knew." But he ain't really explained what about what I said that left him so disturbed. That's really what I want to know. Fuck the apology. Like, what is it that bothered you so much? That's
okay. So this is not a general question. You are directly asking me. Like, that's what I thought. So, like, you know.
Nah. Earlier,
do you get why I think it's? Look, just think about this going on right now. It went from I'm talking generally to directly. Do you see why I feel like shit is weird? You see, you. So we rewatched it. Well, I ain't rewatched it. She watched it for the first time, but it was a pretty good movie.
I don't remember seeing that film, but not. I mean, some of the bits you mentioned I remember, but some of it I don't. It's been a while.
I thought it was funny how at the very end, like the Spaniards showed up, like in their ships. Spoiler alert, everyone, sorry. But at the very end, it was like the Spaniards showed up. And they were, I mean, the statute of limitations is up, okay? This is
well, I mean, and also,
over a decade ago.
Yeah.
It was amazing, man. It was an amazing end to the movie. Because it was like...
I just thought it was funny because, like, the Spaniards showed up and they're, like, supposed to be the persecutors, but also at the same time, it's like, when the Spaniards showed up, these guys were literally running to the shore, like, help me, they're trying to eat me. You know? Hey, these guys are trying to eat me, help me.
It just multiplied the problem by 2. That's what, like, when I saw that, like, at the end, I was like, oh my god, because the whole movie was so intense. And
I think that's how they made their first, like,
and it was such a, like, triumph that the guy, like, escaped, and then they were just like, okay, now the Spaniards are coming, and it's mind-blowing, you're like, whoa, and then the movie ended, and...
But I think that's how they made their first allies when they showed up, though. Like, they literally showed up and people were running to the shore like, hey, these guys behind us are trying to eat us. Could you help us, please?
Yeah, and who would have thought fucking 600 years later people are going to be, like, making landing...
Complaining about it. Everybody would be complaining about it. hey, we showed up and helped these guys, helped you not get eaten by these guys. Now everybody wants to complain about it.
Mel Gibson's movies all of them are good, man. The Passion Price fucking is, I gotta watch that too. That's, again, that one is intense. Braveheart's obviously great. Mad Max, both.
Yeah.
All three of the Mad Max are really good.
They're really good.
The Road Warrior, like when he's younger. I don't know, man. The comedies are, I rewatch as well because they're not that bad.
Lethal Weapon, was a Patriot.
Patriot's badass, yeah.
All because of a voicemail. Voicemail he left to the dog or something like that.
Josh, it was because he got pulled over by a police officer for drink driving and went on the rent or something. Is that what happened?
There was some voicemail that he left because he was R-worded by a pack of N-words because of how she was acting or dressed.
Retarded by a pack of narwhals?
She's getting retarded.
These girls went on the first date.
Weapons 1 through 17. Shit.
Randy, have you seen any of these films?
Which I'm reading something, so I didn't really.
Have you seen, have you seen any of his films? Like Braveheart or... Oh, you have? Okay, I didn't.
Yeah, I've been all of them. I like Mel Gibson.
I think he should be...
I actually somehow never saw any of the Mad Max movies.
Say hello to Matt.
You like him because he's an anti-Semite.
No, but Mel Gibson knows his fair. He actually does have good movies.
What do you think about the Jesus movie? You think it's accurate?
Yeah.
Do you think it's accurate?
I'm asking the rabbi there.
I do believe it's accurate.
What makes it so accurate?
The accuracy in it.
I know, but how do you know it's accurate?
It feels accurate.
It feels that way, but do you really think the Roman soldiers acted that way?
You said it.
Apparently, it's very accurate.
Yeah, they probably acted Jewier than that.
They're commanded to.
They were telling you like, sorry guy, they told us to do it. The guys with the big noses.
So the Romans literally.
The guys with the big noses over there, they look very upset. I gotta do this.
The Romans literally looked down on the Jews. I mean, they didn't treat them well.
Potiphar said, hold on. What's his name said he didn't want to.
Pontius Pilate.
Pontius Pilate said he didn't want to do this, but all these guys are very upset. The guys with the
Yeah, but in general, the Romans didn't treat Jews well. In general, and also they got the decree from Pontius Pilate to do it, of course. So I don't see why that's so accurate.
They were like, I would have let you go, but the guys over here with the big noses said they wanted the robber to go free instead. They wanted you to.
And this is also the intro to Wisdom Host, Retards on Clubhouse.
edition number 5, trying to figure out religious ideology. Welcome, everyone, again, to Wisdom's retarded house of horrors.
I agree. It's becoming pathetic. Listen to what this chick wrote me. I just took her out on a date, and she didn't want to give me her number. So she wrote, I wrote, "Sweet dreams. I had a great time. I'd love to see you again." She wrote, thank you for a wonderful time and for being a gentleman. I appreciate it. I think you're very sweet and caring. I've gathered that we're in a bit of different stages in our lives, and I'm calling in someone who can travel the world with me, not through YouTube, and is aligned with my medicine path, which is at no interest to you. So I'm wishing you lots of joy and to align. She does ayahuasca. I'm wishing you lots of joy and to align with someone that will give you what you're looking for. I wrote, have fun traveling the world. I said, I'm just making points, but I understand your point. Wish you the best always. If you don't travel in the summer, would love to invite you to my boat in Montrose Harbor. It's very peaceful. But she does ayahuasca. Like, how many fucking times do you gotta do ayahuasca till it becomes a health problem? Like, what the fuck are you thinking?
No one who brags that they needed ayahuasca should be like entered into real life.
I started doing ayahuasca, and I'm just gonna, I think, keep doing it for a while now.
Yeah, it's like, I can understand if it's a business and you're trying to get people to go on like guided vacation trips or whatever the fuck, but it's like, if you think ayahuasca is gonna solve all the problems in the world or even solve your problems, like, maybe you need more ayahuasca. But we all know that that's not true.
You can't be negotiating. You can't be like a courting, like, it's not part of the courting ritual. Like, how do I get this person to couple with me? I don't know.
Yeah. Are you trying to kill me or something? Like, are you what? The fact that she also wants me to like travel the world with her is annoying. It's like, bitch, I live in Chicago, you live in Chicago. Like, do you want me to just like start spending all the money to go travel the world with you? Like, no, I'm good. Fucking let's fuck first before I even drop a dime on you.
Imagine that. Imagine that you're trying to like, you really like the girl, and then you concoct an idea to like tell her about like your intense ayahuasca experience that transformed you. Like, that's fucking, she's gonna run away so fast.
This girl she says she's a liberal on her profile, and she believes in indigenous rights and environmental rights.
She sounds like it.
Yeah, she was a very nice person. She's hot. I mean, she's a beautiful woman, but you know.
Yeah, but that's gonna.
I'm sorry, elaborate. What is indigenous rights? What is that?
Before I went out on the date, she went to Guatemala for 9 days with some guy. Didn't fuck him, and then she's like, she said it was super low vibration, and I had to like, cleanse him from me.
Everyone had a sounds like Isabel. One of the
red flags everywhere.
Oh, there's a lot of flags.
This is a chick who would lead you on for like 20 years, telling you maybe one day you'll have kids.
So horrible.
She has dreads.
And then at 60, you think that she's gonna. 60, she thinks she's gonna have her frozen eggs put in her.
This is her. This is check my PTR. This is her from her dating profile. Yeah, she's tripping people out on ayahuasca, playing Native American, beat drums, doing sacred chants.
This was her profile before you went on your date?
This is on her dating profile.
Oh no. You made a mistake, sir.
Well, we had a good time. We went to Al Capone's speakeasy. It's called the Green Mill. And this was the most...
After 20 minutes of conversation, you exhausted her.
No, we chatted for like an hour and a half, and she was going into like Christ consciousness, duality. Actually, I'm pretty sure I live streamed it, so it should be on this profile actually.
You're a fucking dirty dog.
Yeah, go to subscribe. Well, wait a minute. Did
That's fucking
is it on this
dirtbag,
profile?
man.
Yeah, but fuck it. I just spent $100 on the date. At least I can get some content.
I'm with you, man. It's
Fuck these bitches. They're fucking obnoxious. It's like,
Yeah,
she's talking to 300 people on her Bumble all around the world trying to get free fucking vacation trips. Like, you know, fuck you. Like, you're just another fucking
Is
hoe.
there a hierarchy? And then is there a hierarchy with you, or do you just like throw everyone under the bus? Like, what? Do you have a hierarchy, or you just whatever? Just it's convenient. That's probably the biggest question.
Well, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I respect this. I respect this woman. She's different.
I think he's asking if there was like any sort of like selection criteria before you decided to live stream, or if you were like,
pretty much. Or do you just everything is just like let's go?
Just depends. Like, I mean, live streaming somebody like at the dinner table, it's just like Clubhouse. It's just another stupid conversation. It's like, what's the big deal? It's, if you're gonna get pissed off, but she's not gonna know I live streamed the convo. I mean, I think it's under my U profile. Let me see what I titled it. I called it. No, maybe I lost it. Maybe it didn't hit. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyways, I'm just saying she was hot. So it's like, you know, I'm sitting there having a drink with her and like giving her a back massage and cuddling with her and grabbing her nice fat ass. But apparently, because I don't want to travel the world with her and drop all my money, you know, paying for her vacations, like, I'm not getting laid, I guess.
dude, I'm so glad I'm not dating. Sounds like it sucks these days.
Well, I mean, you don't have to date. All you have to do is clap some ass.
This one.
Yeah, is the fat ass is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Clapping it.
This Jewish chick that I know, like she actually she's a successful woman, but she actually confirmed that like she will fuck for money. Like she actually confirmed it with me.
What the hell?
Yeah, she's like, I will fuck for like a $20,000 handbag, $15,000. I'm like, really?
The majority of them would do that, especially in corporate America.
They're prostitutes. Like they will fuck a guy who's hideous for a $15,000 bag. It's like, what?
Who are we talking about?
It's bitches in general, really.
Oh, it's Jewish churches. Where? What are their names? Don't be specific.
Say let's go say 20 to like say.
Where do they start?
5.
What I don't understand is how does a man tell a woman like, hey, you know, I want to smash, but like I know you're not into it.
A lot of people don't talk about like the taboo shit. A lot of people know for a fact that girls from the jump, like in high school, start fucking older dudes. Like, let's just stop the bullshit. When I was in high school, I knew hella girls that were fucking dudes that were in college and shit like that. You was like, what the fuck? So thank you. Like, let's stop, right? Let's stop pretending, right? So like I started to break down the women's psyche like as a young kid, right? And I was like, dude, these modern women are just on some dumb shit. This is just some nasty dumb shit. And then I'm 29 now, and you look up and you see shit like the Jalen Green situation, where this bitch is like literally like close to my mom's age, dating a dude that's like younger than me, that's the same age as her son. She's fucking like, she got pregnant by a nigga that's the same age as her son. That's weird as fuck, bro.
We don't like to say nigga. We don't like that.
Oh, it's a universal term.
We don't.
No, the problem is the females raise the males, and that needs to change. So when the males raise the males, then it's like that's the
but the problem
reinstantiation of something amazing. That's what I'm doing.
When the males raise the males, then the girls will be in check. But if the girls are in check, you won't get ass to clap. So you'll all be bitching. No, leave it as it is.
Disagree.
So why do you want to live? There's a lot of incels.
Mothers.
Why do you?
It's easy to like. If you're just out here trying to like smash bitches right now, it's so easy. Like it's too easy right now. But like if you're out here trying to find a wife, it's like damn near impossible. You're trying to look.
You can get your wife from abroad. I'm just telling you, there's a lot of.
I did.
Even though it's easy, there's a lot of incels. And what you're trying to do is limit the supply of ass.
Yeah. People talk about the
talk about the incel a lot, but a lot of people don't talk about the rising phenomenon of the femcel. Like, women are totally crashing out right now. The femcel is definitely a real thing.
Yeah, that's because women want men, and men can't be fat.
Yeah. It's like cascade failure, man.
It's like a
masculinity's gone away.
It's like a manifold. It's like the ultimate manifold mind fuck. They want to make men women. They want to make women men. They want women to complain that men aren't masculine enough. They want the men to complain that the women aren't feminine enough. It's so fucking weird, dude. What about this?
That's right. So, and then what's the point of having a big dick if it doesn't function?
What about the abortion thing too? Yeah, that's crazy like that.
Don't forget the vax. All these bitches are vax now. You ain't gonna have no baby with a vax, bitch. Triple boosted, double vax.
Yeah, I ain't having no vax, bitch. That's crazy.
But I was a nurse. I was a teacher. They made me do it.
Then if that's the case, you just eliminated 95% of the woman.
Yeah.
From the pool.
Maybe Poland is the answer to every man's problem.
Yeah.
So then the question is, are there enough Polish women for every man?
But if you are Polish, you can get your Polish citizenship. I think if your grandfather was Polish, then you can still get your Polish citizenship.
Poland is the solution.
Can you just make it up? Since Polish people are Polish, can you just say, yeah, I'm Polish?
You have to have like documentation. You have to have your grandfather's birth certificate and shit like that. And you have to hire you pretty much have to hire a lawyer over there, send them like your grandfather's birth certificate and all that shit. Have them do all the paperwork for you because all the paperwork.
Or you just walk in with a Speedo.
Yeah, you can do that too. Get on a plane in a Speedo.
And a fat belly. Just like shiny forehead.
Be like, I'm obviously Polish. Let me in on your phone. They put that like water hoses. They're like, we'll let him in.
Be on the desk and be like, yeah, this guy's Polish. I'll just record it down. This will be his new fucking stamp. There you go. I go, obviously.
Sorry, sir, I didn't mean to give you
That wouldn't even have to go through court. It's so obvious. It's like, yeah.
I can tell through your Speedo that you're circumcised, so you're covered.
Fat too, but skinny fat. I think that's what they call it. Like not really fat, but
skinny fat.
Like they got like their fucking belly sticking out, but they're like their legs are tight, their belly's tight and everything, but they're just big and weird.
In a weird way.
I don't know. The one amazing thing about life is like when you get rejected by a bitch and you go to the gym and you see more bitches or some other hot bitch messages you, you're like, oh, what was I even emotionally upset about? Like, did I really just get rejected? No, nobody gets rejected in the now because there's an infinite supply of bitches in the now.
Right. Well, I think the trick is you pretty much these days, if you didn't get with your high school sweetheart, you're fucked.
I think you need to be over 5'8" for a man. And then the world might open up.
Possibly, yeah. That could do it, yeah. If you're
But that's the low end of the spectrum, and then like I don't know, it doesn't actually cap off at any height. But maybe it's
but if you're Napoleon, if you're 5'4", 5'2", and you've got and you're Joe Pesci, like you're gonna get laid.
Can't tell your story then.
If you have the money.
Yeah, obviously that's the whole thing. Is it really is money?
If you have Joe Pesci money, you'll be fine. If you have
Get on your fucking knees and suck that fucking knob, bitch.
Joe Pesci is.
You motherfucker!
Like I'm funny, like I'm a clown, like you can make fun of me? Fuck, hell yeah. Yeah, how do you like that now? Fucker. Just smashing your head.
Yeah, fucker. I'm looking
looking up Joe Pesci's net worth right now.
$82 million.
I'm seeing
50 million? My friend used to caddy for him in Los Angeles.
He's a real Jew, isn't he?
No, he's Italian. What are you talking about?
Oh, sorry, I meant the real Italiano.
But yeah, I mean, Marty Scorsese, Joey Pesci, they're all Jewish, technically. Making it in the pictures
He was little and
business.
squeaky. He was squeaky and little, so I just thought he was Jewish. Yeah, fuck.
You know, like if you're a woman and you have a kid out of wedlock, or you just dump the guy, you know, then you go back on the dating apps and you're like looking for a new guy. Like, what were you thinking? Like, what were you thinking?
I don't. Are they really fucked? Because I feel like enough guys are. I think guys are. But guys are cucked enough.
Okay, raising a child.
Guys are.
I'll let you go on first. Sorry.
No, sorry. You go ahead.
I was just saying, bringing up a child is the most resource demanding endeavor. But there's two different styles. You know, in the racist biology literature, are risque selection. Do you just have a lot of kids and invest nothing in them, or do you have like less kids and invest everything in them? You know, I'll leave it up to everyone who is allowing me to ramble to decide which is the better strategy. But that's what it's about.
Well, I was just gonna say, I feel like most guys are cucked enough now. They would just raise like somebody else's kid with some.
Sasha, you knew you left me.
But do you really think, like, what is the actual statistics of you know, men picking up the responsibility of somebody else's child? Like, I'd say it's probably lower than, you know, you
Very,
think.
very low. Very low.
You think so?
It's pretty high,
Fuck
actually.
yeah.
Very
No,
low.
don't take Ryan's advice. What the fuck does he know?
If you knew or you didn't know.
Pretty high.
If you knew or you didn't know, that's the difference.
If you're like in your.
Oh, if you knew, it's great. Great high. We would hope it should be high. But if you didn't know.
Just imagine meeting.
You know it's higher. What the fuck?
Imagine meeting the father for the first time, and he's like, "Hey, thanks for like taking care of my kid and everything. You're doing a great job, man."
And what if you're really attracted to him and you wanted to fuck him?
What?
Always. Now what do you do?
It's one big happy family of fucking, I guess.
Exactly.
We're gonna make another baby. The second baby, nobody's gonna know whose baby it is, because both guys are gonna come in that bitch.
And then maybe he'd like it too. It'd be really weird.
Oh yeah, I would. Which one of you is going first?
Ryan, first.
Are you saying you're a single dad?
I'm a single mom.
Hey, sister.
Hey, sis.
Yeah. What up, sis? Want a date? That's what we're talking about.
Ryan.
How was your date?
Ryan, you won't believe what this bitch wrote me. She wrote, I've gathered that we're in a bit of different stages in our lives, and I'm calling in someone who can travel the world with me, not through YouTube, and is aligned with my medicine path, which is at no interest to you. So I'm wishing you lots of joy and to align with someone that will give you what you are looking for, which is your pussy, bitch. I mean, what did you think I'm interested in? Like your ayahuasca addiction?
Oh, she's an ayahuasca healer? Well.
Yeah. As soon as I told her I've never done ayahuasca, her eyes lit up and she was like, "Do you want to try ayahuasca?"
Why don't you try it excited and they give her a really bad trip?
I told her.
You can do that.
I told her, I was like, you know, smoking weed, drinking red wine, drinking coffee, like.
You could do it with her. You could do it with her, and then you could invoke. Even if you integrated all your shit, you could just. I don't know. It could be really an interesting experiment.
You'd have ayahuasca sex.
Oh, she's an ayahuasca prostitute. I didn't realize.
You ever had sex on ayahuasca? She'd be like, oh,
No, I'm sure she would have been like, yeah, maybe she would have said no because she wanted to lure me
she'd
in.
be like, I've actually had ayahuasca sex like 20 times, okay?
But what do you? So when you're riding or something, you get nauseous and you just puke all over the guy's face. That's like part of the trip.
Hey, baby boy.
Maybe I can save this somehow. Should I like text her back and be like, all right, I spoke to my friends. They tell me I should try ayahuasca and do it with you while we have sex.
They told me I should have ayahuasca sex.
But only to resolve your most negative emotions. So she's gonna help you with that. Would she be a conduit?
Yeah. They didn't mean it in a carnal way. They thought it would be healing for my childhood.
All the pent up the masculine energy that is just residing in the subconscious in the shadows is just gonna be released.
Is that when I pay off? Is that when I pay off my $15,000 credit card from her European vacation?
So she can't complain.
Get rid of your toxic ayahuasca horniness.
It's amazing that any bitch would think that I would just like pop thousands of dollars on like a meaningless vacation with somebody who's not even into me, when I would much rather use that money on everything else in my life, including doing all those fun things, with somebody that's actually into you.
That's a red flag. So she was trying to get you to take her on some European vacation or something?
She loves to travel. So what that means is like, I want you to pay for my traveling.
I know there was a story in my friends group. One guy was like promised to take the girl to like some European country. I can't remember the details, but the agreement was like, you are going to fuck me when I take you to Europe, and I'm paying for everything. And he did that, and she didn't fuck him, and it was like, it was the agreement, it was the fucking, and then went on the trip to Europe and stuff. That's not cheap, and he still wasn't. I don't know. He should just fucking exacted his payment somehow.
Well, after probably this third night, that's when I would have like bailed on her and like literally ghosted her in the middle of Europe and be like, bitch. No, I would have just gone on with my trip and fucking had a great time and just abandoned her. I mean, if she's literally not gonna fuck you, like, bitch, you're on your own now. Take care and good luck.
Welcome to the Cuts of Clubhouse, hosted by Edna.
I took this chick to Washington, D.C.
Abandoned in France.
I was seeing this chick in Chicago, this really hot Serbian, and like I banged her in Chicago, and I was like, okay, I'm in love. I want you to come with me on my work trip to Washington, D.C. So I bring her to Washington, D.C., and she won't even like touch me. And I'm like, what happened? So I'm like, I'm meeting with all these coworkers and other people. And I'm like, yeah, I brought this bitch. I'm like, I thought we were going to have a romantic week, and now she's being a total bitch. And they're like, yeah, like, that's women. Like, what do you want us to tell? Like, they're laughing at me. I'm like, fuck.
They just steal. They actually just steal.
Yeah, this one was, I don't know. It's hard to find just like a good, loving woman nowadays. Everybody's like Ryan and shit.
Everyone in their family has a fucking story about some evil woman that just fucking rips everyone off. Yeah, I've got three instances of it in my like direct and indirect family. Everyone fucking knows.
You want to call my mom right now?
Code of ethics that they don't have. That they're fucking more insect than like social.
It's spider mothers. I think it's technically spider mothers. They lay.
I don't fucking know. However, the feminine is fucking so powerful too. I can't deny that. It's just upsetting when it gets malignant.
Listen, now, Ryan will treat you right. I'm sure.
No, he's got lockjaw already. His jaw's been all used up.
Okay.
You didn't know that Ryan has jaw damage from sucking dick? I mean, that's an intense addiction. Literally, addiction.
We all know what the root word is.
Yeah, I'm drinking a lot of alcohol, so it's not going to work.
Yeah. Anyways, I mean, Look at Soren down there. I mean, he comes on here and argues with Jews and spreads, hate and propaganda all day long.
Who are the Jews? I can't even track them anymore. Soren, get up here.
Soren, have you ever had your heart broken by a woman? The world wants to know.
Get up here, Soren. Let's talk about the Jews.
Were you dating some bitch who was like, Soren, I am divorcing you because you are on the clown house thing all day. You're always arguing with the Jews, and I can't be married to a man who won't work a job. And you've got to get out of the house, Soren. You got to leave. We're separated now. I don't want to.
You sound like he's married. Is he married to the female Jordan Peterson?
Soren, you gotta clean your room. Soren.
Most people don't understand the differences between duality and non-duality. There were so many trans men at this Al Capone bar here in Chicago tonight. It was like the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like 60-year-old men dressed up with full makeup, dresses, wigs. Just the sickest thing you've ever seen, but also the most funny, entertaining thing you've ever seen. For a second.
For a second. It was entertaining for a second, and then I realized
it's bizarre when you see them.
Yeah, they got powder makeup faces on. It's like, what the fuck, ladies?
They don't even the men that don't even try and act feminine. They're just dressed in it, and they're like they're pouring a pint or something. It's like,
hey, you want a drink?
That's the weirdest instantiation.
It's like they'll be nice to you at the bar, and if you make friends with them, they'll invite you over for a barbecue, murder you in their basement or something.
Probably.
You thought this barbecue was free? The gimp goes in the box.
No real person could be a friend with something like that, right? Is that just?
No, I think you can, because Clubhouse proves you can be friends with insane, crazy trans people because they're entertaining from a distance. That's why I say I don't want to come to your house and die, but I will communicate with you through my cell phone if I can film it and get some content. I mean, because technically they're one step away from being John Wayne Gacy, right?
That's a stretch. I almost got a piece of his artwork, but it was too rich for my blood. I didn't have enough money, but I wanted to buy it.
What was it, painted in gay men blood or something?
No, it was just a little squiggle, a little. I don't know. The chain of custody would have been hard to adjudicate.
That's the most schizophrenic art purchase I've ever heard.
No, it was in Chicago.
It's a squiggle.
Visiting my Clubhouse friends. I went to the Chicago place when they had the John Wayne Gacy artwork that I don't know if it was real or not, but it was a little bit out of my price range. But it was actually not even for sale. But in my head, it was worth several $100, and I would like to pick that up. I don't know what I would do with it. I don't even think I'd present it on my wall because the juju would be so bad, but I could maybe fashion a box and put it in a box. And then...
Why would you want to own artwork from a horrific, disgusting serial murderer? What would be the joy in that?
It could just be some treasure you had to show people or your kids, or to remind yourself, and you just have a piece of it.
Wow. Sasha, don't quit your day job. You're not a very good art appraiser.
Okay.
You're fuck you, bitch! That John Wayne Gacy squiggle sold for $300 million at Sotheby's, bitch!
Okay. Edmund. I don't know. It's a fantasy, man.
I know, that's why I said it's like a schizophrenic art appraisal.
Tell us about your fan. Wouldn't that be cool if you had a little piece of crazy
of Gacy's artwork? No. I got Basquiat's, that's enough. The fact that I have all this black homeless person, the artwork in my shit, that his paintings have sold for fortunes. sits on the walls. That's the great thing about art. You ain't got to organize it once you hang it. Hang it and forget it.
Okay.
It's like living in Dixieland. Hang it and forget it, boys. Didn't get the joke.
But why not have a little letter-sized squiggle by Casey? Why not?
One time, I went to the mall and like, as I was walking to the mall, I'm in the parking lot and I find like a garbage bag, like a grocery store bag full of like dirty porn mags. So I'm like, score! So I take that shit
How
home.
old were you? Like 13 or like 15?
Oof, I don't know. Maybe like 8th grade, 7th grade, 6th grade. I'm not sure.
Perfect. That's amazing.
So,
Yes.
so,
Tell us more.
so I put it like in my dresser with all my baseball cards, you know, thinking it's like secure away from, you know, my father. And I go to my dad's girlfriend's house for Christmas in Maine. I get a call from my father and he says, John, we're gonna have to talk about all this sexual material you hid in your in your dresser. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. I was like, oh no. It just like left me like it was like somebody punched me in the stomach and I was just like, I didn't even know. I was just like, I was literally like, not suicidal, but like, oh my God, like, oh my God. Just horrified, mortified. It's so stupid. Like,
You know, it's endearing that you had a family structure that cared enough about, you know, giving you a lesson about all that. Too.
There's no lesson though. Like, what does a dad tell his son? Like,
I'm saying what I'm trying to say is there is a gratitude that should be paid for actually having families that are involved, like parents that actually even care enough to do an intervention, right or wrong. You know,
yeah.
This is beyond your story.
But I mean,
having them there to be interested, like, hey, son, we got to have discussion about it. Like, even
yeah, but you're not a father, right?
It's folly.
You're not a father, right?
I am the father.
You have kids?
So
I'm just making a point that, like, you know, for a father.
Do you not track personalities, Edmund?
I try my best.
Yeah, so I have several kids. I didn't think you were this plastic, actually. That you were.
I can't listen to. I can't. You know. Come on, Sasha. I can't listen to every conversation.
No, I think you're playing silly right now.
I'm not. I'm just making the point that, like, when you're a father and you got a kid, like, that's a special moment. Like, it's a cool thing to, you know, guide. But I'm just saying, for me, I was like, because the thing is, it's like I was on a trip, and it's like, now you just ruined my trip. It's like, wait till I get home to fucking troll me, you know? Spare me the dopamine that you just created. Like, wait till I get home so you don't, you know, make me feel fucking terrible.
Hey, Edmund, it's okay, dude. You don't need to externalize all your aggression over here, okay?
Well, this is free talk therapy. I mean, you know, thanks for listening. I'll send you the bill later.
Oh man, you want to talk about talk therapy?
Yeah.
And how it's a highly feminized branch of just retardation? Because that, you know, that's more interesting than us, like.
So wait, you're saying Clubhouse is retarded? I agree.
I think females, like, this whole concept of talking to people to figure stuff out, it's so feminine. And females are great influencers, so they perpetuate this fallacy.
Mm-hmm.
And they prescribe it to a lot of their males, and they denude them in the process. And it's absolutely horrible. And I wish that more females understood the dichotomy that is man and woman a little bit more intimately. If they got it, then like the world would be a better place. But we empowered them, the males, so we should reassert our stuff if required. But
well, psychoanalysis with Freud and all that shit, that was popular and like became its own religion in the 20s and 30s, etc. I went to a psychologist once.
It's so feminine though, right? To talk to people about your problems.
It's not productive. That's what they've discovered, is that it doesn't actually help the individual. See, what you're doing is just creating dopamine. So like, where's the therapy in that? You're not actually changing your thinking. You're just talking. So shit out means shit in.
Look, it works for females. For males, they need to have instruction, or they need to be part of a pack that shows them a better directive and gives them upward mobility. It doesn't matter where we end, just the progression, like the little micro steps. But for females, they can talk and they can talk about their feelings, and that's really helpful for them.
Mm-hmm.
My thesis or hypothesis is that it does work for men, because men don't need talk to like alleviate their anxiety or whatever, you know, whatever the manifestation of anxiety would be in men is alleviated just by like doing something more than you did yesterday. Something small can be okay, and so that would work. And again, to reiterate, females maybe just need to complain about stuff, and then they're
Therapized. They've been therapized.
Welcome to another edition of Retards.
I love how you do the intros, but get it right. Low IQ dumb people talking about nothing, wasting time.
Including Edmund.
Yeah, I'm not, you know, above anybody or below. I'm an equal retard in this equation. I'm self-roasting here. I mean,
Are you capable of self-deprecating?
Of course, I do self-deprecation all the time. I'm funny. That's what self-deprecation is.
I think it's one of the highest forms of comedy, actually.
Listen, I'm a bald asshole. Right. I'm bald. I'm a bald fucking schmuck. Okay? Trust me. I love the self-deprecation. It's hilarious, you know. But I also like roasting other people. That's, you know. It's fun because a lot of people on this app, you know, they're going to waste your time, and they're honestly worthy of being roasted. You know, do you know who Honey Badger is?
I do not.
So he roasts theists, Christians. But I told him, I'm like, you know, you should just do a show and you just roast theists and atheists. He's like, but I'm an atheist. I never roast atheists. I'm like, you should roast atheists. It's like, it's the same show. You're just roasting people.
Is it just like a really assertive, high verbal fluency type of guy?
It's hard. It's like, he'll say, go ahead, tell me about Jesus. Go ahead, tell me about God. He's like, so this imaginary being is in communication with you. And like he puts these people on these, he just asks, it's just like a show. It's just like, it's a roast, really, and it's funny because everybody who's talking is technically roasting.
Dude, in some of my older rooms, we had this little thing me and my buddies would like to do was tell us your story, and we have people come in and they fucking literally spill their guts, and then we just pick at them. Piece by piece, slowly, you know, we just nibble at them, so they didn't understand that we were fucking with them, and then after they would tell half their story, these things would last like 10 minutes or more. Then they'd finally figure out that we were just fucking with them, but we didn't really give a shit about them telling us their story, and why would we? That was some fucking clubhouse magic we had back in the day. That I apologize. I know it's nostalgia, but whatever. I had to summon that.
I don't know. I don't get the feeling of nostalgia when I think about Clubhouse. Like there are times where it's like a packed house or like a full house.
You're a fucking weirdo and robot. You don't forge any friendships with people on Clubhouse.
I've gotten laid off of Clubhouse. I've had to date dates off of Clubhouse, but like guys,
No,
I
I'm
mean,
sure.
just keep that shit on Clubhouse.
You don't have people you really care about that you met through this thing, right?
If I knew they died or were in a horrific accident, I would definitely, have an emotional response. I'm not a fucking stoic robot. And people have died off of this app. I mean, you don't know what anybody is like on the back end of this thing. And if they sound like they're fucked up, they're probably fucked up. Physically.
I've met quite a few people, and from Clubhouse, that they're all I don't know, easy to
get along with.
Easy to get along with, yeah, man. Same thing as they are on Clubhouse.
Yeah. I'm easy to get along with, but, people don't like me because I roast them. Yeah, I mean, if you haven't touched a human body, like a beautiful woman in a while, and then finally, like, you start touching a woman again, you're like, oh, I really miss this. It's nice to have a lover instead of, somebody who wants you to trip on ayahuasca, give you their credit card, and say, we're traveling the world. We're going to fulfill. See, how are you so spiritual, but yet you want to travel the world and, live in luxury? Like, isn't spirituality...
Why don't you outdo them at their own game? I don't think that's evil. It could just be competitive.
See, if I was smart, I would have just said, oh, I definitely want to go traveling with you. Let's go to fucking Italy.
And you'd be like, I forgot the card. Oh my god, where's the card? You gotta use your card. And just waited out like 17 hours. Like, I tried to call my mom and talk on the phone, like in the fucking Bangladeshi like airport. Just nod. Just make her spend all her money and wait her out.
I took this.
That would be like, if you could capture that on video, that would be amazing.
I went to Israel with this girl, and for like many days I was paying for everything. And so we get outside the hotel, we call the Uber, and I'm like, actually, I've been paying for all of this. I was like, would you mind paying for this tonight? And she's like, no. If you're not paying for it, we're not going. I was like, oh wow. I was like, then fuck it, we're not going. I was just like so exhausted of paying for everything. I was like, I just wanted to see if she would pay for anything, and she said, no, we're not going anywhere unless you're paying for it. I was like, oh, great, then we're not going anywhere. Have a good night.
Was she beautiful?
Yeah, she's a beautiful woman. Jewish chick.
Okay, so that's why she had that expectation.
She told me like a couple of weeks ago that she wouldn't...
Can you imagine a fat little gnome saying that? I feel like it wouldn't work, right?
Yeah, it's so true, right? I mean, that's why beauty in Kabbalah is like one of the 10 infinity stones of God.
Dude, my family's blessed with it. I hope I didn't like curse everything. Like, my sister's beautiful. My children are beautiful. It's weird, and I don't want to
curse your DNA.
It sounds gross to talk about, but it's germane to the conversation. But it's also as a parent, when I'm offering my tutelage to my children, I never want them to use it. Like it's a weapon,
know, like, or it's a manipulation device, but they have to be aware of their power. I don't know, it's a gift, but it's also, it needs to be wielded with, like, it's horrible how everyone reacts with beauty. It's just like, it melts everything. It's really unfair.
Yeah. I met this beautiful woman once at a trade show, like the most incredibly beautiful woman I'd ever seen in my life. I was just like, I can't believe how fucking nice you are, how funny you are, how beautiful you are. So this was like in an internet advertising trade show called Affiliate Summit or Ad Tech, and sure enough, there's this Jewish guy there who like works for Friend Finder or something, pretty successful guy. He hits it off with her. He ends up having kids with her, and guess what? She still left him. She's that hot, on the bigger and badder money and men. Kind of feel bad for the guy, but I also think he's a schmuck. But that's life.
All the honest girls that from my whatever teenage fantasies, all ended up with dorks in my assessment. Yet they seem happy, and I'm happy.
Kelly Kapowski was the hottest thing.
That's my dysfunction, It's not theirs.
What's your dysfunction?
Kelly Kapowski. You want to go on? You want to talk about
Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Tiffany
Amber Thiessen's so fucking hot. To this day, she's still beautiful. But I even saw her on that show Radio with Joe Rogan, and I was like, damn, she was fucking hot then too. There's something about I don't know. Maybe I gotta go to Poland. Could be the answer. Just study Poland and go to Poland. It's like an untouched European society.
Oh, dude, they're the best, man. During COVID, I told my wife, I'm like, if this gets out of hand, we have to move to Poland. She's like, what? I don't want to move to Poland. I don't know anything about Poland. I was just completely prepared if more civil liberties were deprived from us in Canada. I'm like, oh, we're fucking selling everything. We're going to Poland. And obviously we didn't do it, but the Polish are fucking...
Imagine what happened on Greenland.
That's the word.
What happened on Greenland during the pandemic? Because I'm sure that the fucking imaginary virus didn't just float to Greenland and float to their little city of 30,000 people. And could you imagine some Karen in society being like, everybody's got to mask up and we got to have social distancing and everybody's got to get vaxxed. And then somebody in Greenland is like, Karen, we live in the middle of nowhere on an island. Shut the fuck up and stop looking at the internet, bitch. You're all gonna die. I don't know. I'm still pissed about that.
Hear that?
What are you doing? Drinking bong? Have you ever actually drinking bong water by accident? I have twice or 3 times.
I'm a grown-ass adult, and I rediscovered the bong, and it's amazing. I would like to make a confession, if I may.
Wait, isn't this the show you were talking about?
No, are you recording? Because you should. I'm making a confession.
Yeah, I got 5-6 cameras going. Let's hear it.
Okay, let's go. So, COVID was an exceptionally weird thing in Canada, at least where I was in Ontario. It was years. It felt like years, 3 years. Anyways, so at some point in the middle of it, I just was like, this is fucking nonsense. I'm not wearing my mask. And it was 100% compliance, pretty much. So I was just, the odd guy out. And then I went to my local grocery store, and the lady was so scared of me, but also ran up with a mask. And I was like, no, I refuse. You don't understand the rules, do you? You haven't read the bylaws? She shook her head and she's like, no. And I'm like, well, you should get acquainted. She's like, you need the mask. And I'm like, why don't you just check me out? And anyways, I made a big fucking stink. And that was an everyday occurrence. And I have to go to that grocery store every fucking day. Not every day. I go there often. And she's off. And she's there. And I don't know if she recognizes me. She probably does. Because people aren't idiots. And I don't know. This brainwashed lady through the COVID thing recognizes me, and then I'm just the guy that stood up to her tyranny, and that makes me feel uncomfortable. And I go there and I get vegetables and stuff. It's pretty close to my house. I don't know how to feel about that. She still wears a mask, by the way, which is really weird. I don't know what it looks like underneath there. It's like probably pockmarked from all the fucking CO2 recirculation and shit. She's fucking completely brainwashed.
I still see people in their cars with masks on.
She's been wearing it like every day at work, and I don't know. I'm sure she's a nice lady, but she's.
I feel like you know what a mask is today. It's like somebody that trolls you with a burqa, in the sense that there's no communication, so they've already like trolled you pre-communication with their physical garb. And I think it's like an initial one-up before any communication. So it's like they've already got the upper hand by presenting themselves in an obnoxious manner.
This one, I understand what you're saying, but this one's different. This one is like, there wasn't a lot of brain matter there to start with, and then it was like an infestation sprayed right into her brain, and like it won't let go. It's sad too, because she looks like a nice lady from on the exterior. I don't mean pretty, but like she probably has other things in her life that make her good, except for this brain dysfunction. I don't know. I'm very harsh on the whole fucking COVID retard crew, which is like 90% of everybody, by the way.
Yeah, my dad, my mom, my sister, they all got vaxxed. And this business guy I know who brought me to this fucking app, who owns a pretty big business, he left. But anyways, he told me I should get Zav'd. Anybody, it's like if you doubted the Zav and you were like, should I do it? And everybody was like, yeah, just do it. Just do it. No big deal. It's a little shot. Just fucking get it done with. It's like, thanks for that terrible advice.
Dude, I quit my job. I moved jobs. My one, I was working from home for like, I guess a year and a half or 2 years or something like that. And then all of a sudden they were like, hey, everybody's got to get back. Everybody's got to come into the office now. And also everybody, if you want to come into the office, you have to be vaccinated. I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm fucking quitting.
It's so stupid. It's like, it's just a piece of paper, so I don't understand why anybody even, like, didn't just fucking lie and be like, yeah, here's my fucking paperwork.
I was tempted to. I did on the principle of the thing, though. I was like, for a second it was tempting to, get a free card or, buy a homeless guy a sixer and give him my ID or something. Like, I could have done that. But I was like, you know what? This is fucking retarded. I don't want these people to think that they can just do this. I'm gonna quit. Oh man, it was so fucking retarded.
Yeah, it was a horrible time because it really brought out the worst in people, and
Yeah. Oh yeah,
really
for sure. My coworkers were all assholes about it. They were all like, "Oh, I'm for you." Blah, blah, blah. I was like, dude, if you literally 6 months ago you would have been complaining about this if it was Trump saying that if you think that politicians should be able to tell you, what you can get injected to your body, you're not even thinking about like, what if Trump was telling you what you can put in your body, right? Like, would you want Trump telling you you can get something in your body? Also, at the very end of 2020, like all these politicians were saying, I'm not going to get no Trump vaccine. And then as soon as Biden got elected, everybody was was like, I'm gonna get the vaccine. There's no continuity whatsoever as far as all that went. It's ridiculous. Sasha got the vaccine.
Welcome back to the next episode of Edmonds Rechards who got or did not get the vaccine. Coming to you straight from KMP 25.
Yeah. Ugh, this is the worst time. I mean, it's so stupid that there's no like actual back end to the vax, you know, where you could just print up your card and be like, yeah, I got it taken care of. I mean, my friend created me a fake card, and you know, it's just so fucking stupid. It's just like a test in intelligence.
Do we treat the people that got vaxxed with sympathy?
Yeah.
No. And now we're also supposed to be sympathetic for all the federal employees who are getting laid off right now. Fuck them.
Well, I'm a federal employee.
I wish I were a federal employee.
Okay, well, you shouldn't do that.
I haven't been to work in about 8 months. You want to see my last text message to my boss?
Okay, extra fuck you, you piece of shit.
She wrote, "Hello, John. I hope all's well. You were scheduled to return to work yesterday. This was on October 31st. And I have not heard from you. Please return my call or respond to this text to let me know what the plan is." I wrote, "Good morning. I do not feel comfortable calling you, as you sexually harassed me in the past. You called me a whore in front of coworker Pam at Potbelly's during our April 24th site visit in Madison, Illinois. As previously mentioned, I am pursuing damages against the IRS and appealing the previous suspension and this return to work request to IRS Human Capital Office, NTU, and my retained legal counsel have settled this complaint. Please no longer call or text me, as I do not feel comfortable speaking with you any further. Best, John."
You're a fucking leech, man. I love that.
That's why he knows everything about.
Yeah, that's why Elon
He's an IRS agent.
That's why Elon Musk is.
That's why you're so
auditing
interested.
Life is crazy.
How many millions of dollars are we spending on people who are?
You're a worm, man.
I'm not a worm. What are you talking about? I actually saved the American taxpayer millions of dollars by not doing my fucking job.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay if you're in a speech that's overripe. It's okay, man.
Literally, I am like, what is it called? Like, what's it called when somebody is a conscientious objector? I was a conscientious objector of the IRS. It's like, here, spend millions of dollars. I'm like, bitch, just tell these fucking people to clean their fucking office. You know, like, you think spending millions of dollars is going to increase revenue over here? It's like, you're all fucking stupid. This is stupid. You're all stupid. Everybody's just in on the fucking hypnosis to get their salary, but nobody gives a fuck.
I gave myself an excuse for the last 5 years. It was I'm not useless. I'm just spending through my savings, and all this inflationary stuff. If I'm just gonna spend instead of save, and that's all. I don't know if it's true or not, but I've been living like that.
You mean spending like a drunken pirate with no repercussions?
Yeah, just spending all my savings.
Well, that's stupid.
With all the inflation.
Well,
it seems like not bad.
Listen, I took all my money out of the bank because I got sued by a lawyer and a judge, and they debanked me and literally seized my money. And I'm like, I am now living.
That happened to our company, but personally, you got your stuff seized personally?
Yeah, by a judge and attorney for a garnishment.
Why you fuck up?
Because I bought a house that went into foreclosure. They petitioned and revived the debt, and now I work for these bitches.
External, you're blaming externalities.
It doesn't matter. I'm king of my castle.
I need to hear more.
Yeah.
Why would the house do that?
I bought it in 2008 for $645 and sold at auction for $345.
And I, fill in the blank.
Lost my life
Oh
savings.
my god, that's why you're so smart, because you were so goddamn retarded.
Pretty much. I wish I wasn't retarded and just smart.
When you get to that point, you are like.
Instead of trying to grow weed, you should just buy it wholesale and redistribute it. That's how stupid I was.
And teach your customers how to oof it. Killer.
Oof!
Right? Edmund, you don't understand. Ryan's a killer.
Ryan is a killer? He's got lockjaw.
Yeah, that'll kill you.
He can't kill people when his jaw is, misaligned.
Lockjaw is a killer.
I just find it amazing that, I'll watch porn and I'll watch some hot chick, deep throat a cock and try to do it. But to just think of, another man, trying to deep throat another cock, it's like, what in the fuck are you thinking?
I don't think I could keep it erect.
I don't understand, I know women are complicated, but, to go and be gay is
This is predominantly a male market, and therefore it's from the imagination of men, pretty much. You know the answer, Edmund. Come on, stop fishing. These are poor fishing.
Listen, you're in the low IQ dumb people room talking about nothing wasting time. I mean, there's no topic off limits.
You know what I'm confused about? What is with all the sister stuff?
Because I have a sister. And one of her friends, I call her sister, and she calls me brother. So when I talk to the faggots on this app, I'm like, hi, sister, and they're like, hi, brother, or hi, sister. It just became a thing.
That's not true. My grandma calls her sister, and I said I wanted to do that here, so I called Abby and Lucy sister, and I included.
Okay, first of all, there's no thing about sisters. It's just another level of depravity in terms of the porn hierarchy or the sexual whatever hierarchy. There's 1,000 fucking different categories. It becomes so retarded.
Dude, it's one of the biggest. It feels like it's one of the biggest categories now.
Pop art. It's very different.
Pop art, huh? This is like your Andy Warhol movie.
It's like one of the biggest categories now.
I don't want to do statistical analysis on what the fucking weight is, the weight is of all the 1,000 categories. I don't want to make it AI can help us with that. I don't want to. No,
I can help you. I can help you with that, sis.
No, I will actively block myself. So some people in the last 20 years, people figured out oh, okay, you should exercise and you should eat food and stuff, but no one's figured out that we should maintain our our mental hygiene. Mental hygiene is not a category.
Yeah, dude.
It's gonna be very, very big. I would say in the next 20 years.
Yeah.
As a business.
50 years already.
I'm not going to monopolize on it, but it's the concept that no one's embodied. It's just so what I did, I turned all the notifications off on my phone, and I also deleted WhatsApp and some other shit, and I did that 7 years ago. And I'm
Elon Musk calls that cognitive security.
I'm not sucked into my phone, I use it. It's like a fucking, it's a tool, it doesn't. Do I use the phone or does the phone use me?
Yeah.
There's some, so mental hygiene is a part talking about, and one very easy thing you can do is just fucking turn off all notifications on all your phone, on all your devices.
I find myself, when I don't have notifications, checking to see if there is one.
Dopamine!
I know what I
Dopamine! It's Elon Musk calls it cognitive security, but yeah, essentially what comes through your ears if you don't actually practice abstinence or temperance or privacy.
The
The technical term is semen retention.
No, Sasha's saying that all communication is hypnosis, so you should you should limit the bullshit that you're subjected to having to listen to. I mean,
Did I say all communication was hypnosis?
yeah. What do you think all those fucking notifications are? Those are hypnosis notifiers.
Okay, that's fine. You clarified it. I can get on there.
No, Elon Musk calls it cognitive security, but the belief is that the ears are the canals to your temple or your brain. So protect your temple at all costs.
I figured out a new style of parenting, which is show them something better that is in the digital realm. It's very hard, and it actually requires a heavy hand. You can get them outdoors. I think you can show them something that's better than the electronic, but they still integrate with it. It's really tough, but you have to have one foot in each of the categories, I guess.
What are the categories?
Like go